Let's talk a little bit about, and I would like policy clarification here. Because the EFF, before I open the lines, the EFF has been greatly criticized for this particular cornerstone, which you have to clear up. And this is the issue around a borderless continent, right? Yeah. So borders in itself, right? The historical context of borders was colonial. Borders were formulated so that white people can divide which particular states belong to them. We understand that. Capitalism, cheap labor, apartheid, colonialism has led to an unequal society within the African continent. So we accept that. We take away the notion of borders and we say, you know what, all Africans are the same. The problem, because of the existence of the inequalities entrenched within colonial rule within the African continent, says that those who are less or more marginalized will go to the countries that have got more. South Africa stands as one of those countries, maybe alongside Rwanda, right? So you will have an influx of illegal foreign nationals coming here for better economic opportunities, as they would. The fear among South Africans is that the little that we already have as South Africans, now we have to lose it to illegal foreign nationals that come into this country because the EFF has said we are all Africans, so open up the borders. So how does political ideology find its expression within the reality of the lived experience of the South African? Because the South African will say to Julius, I hear you, but I can't afford to be giving an illegal foreign national a foot in my country when I'm already struggling. Afraid that we're going to have an influx of illegal foreign nationals into this country and there will be nowhere for South Africans to go.
It's an imaginary thing. Do you know that there is no fence in Lesotho? Yet the Lesotho people are not here. Actually, Malema is the one who used to tell us this in the youth league, that batho ba Lesotho ba ajwa fro ba nwa bjala ka mo elisubela ba wela mra. It's imaginary. It's the colonizers dividing us and making us to hate each other for no reason. They will never come. Faith, Gauteng is more richer than Limpopo. The Limpopo people are poor. It's the poorest province. Baka yabona batho ba Limpopo, they are there. If that logic works, it doesn't have to start with a Nigerian who has to take so many flights to arrive here. If the poor are going to come, if there are no borders, and go where there are more opportunities, why batho ba Limpopo ba sa abandon Limpopo ba tla mo ka hore there's too many opportunities here? It's not true. No one will ever leave their home for that reason. But secondly, it's not the EFF that has always made Africans to come together. This city you are sitting in, it was built by the sweat and the hard work of all Africans, Mozambicans, Malawians, all of them. This mine that I told you that the anchor of the South African economy is mining complex. These mines that are supporting our economy have always been mined by Africans without the EFF being formed. That's why the language Fanagalo was developed, because Africans have always been together. Le gaufile tlore Malema ke ena tleng ka Fanagalo. Ke ikreile namo, ke ikreile Fanagalo, which is a clear demonstration that Africans have always been together. There've never been a point where Africans have never been together. Le tswere gate, auna fence. Uno ba gate fela mo Lesotho mo Swaziland mo Mozambique mo. There is no fence. Our people are already interacting, as it were, without any influx of any people coming to take from the poor of the poor.
Our South Africans are already feeling marginalized and disenfranchised. And that's why there's this notion, and I truly don't believe South Africans are xenophobic.
Yes.
I feel like the issue and the notion of xenophobia is a very simplistic view of the issues of South Africa. South Africans are unemployed, Julius.
Yes.
That's a fact. South Africans don't have economic power. That's a fact. The very same illegal, undocumented foreign nationals are being used as truck drivers, as waiters and waitresses, and they're used as cheap labor because the employer gets away with murder. It disenfranchises the South African who is also looking for that job. I'm not saying every South African is going to want to be a truck driver, but it's certainly taking away the opportunity from that South African that wants to be that truck driver. So then how then do we start reconciling it? Because at the heart of it, it's economic issues, and we can't run away from that. So where do you reconcile and say, yeah, there are too many illegal foreign nationals here that are being used by capital as a form of cheap labor?
Well, it's imaginary. There's no such a thing that there are illegal foreigners who are waiters and waitresses. It's unscientific. It's not proven. It's not true. Secondly, these people that we are saying are taking our jobs and economic opportunities, Faith, let's line up the buses now and put them into the buses and let them go. Will still be poor. Actually, more poorer without them, especially you, the black elite, because it is you who have hired these people into your houses. So it's not true that when they leave, you'll get jobs. They do not own these people that you're talking about. They do not own the means of production. They don't own the land. They don't own the banks. They don't own the financial sector. They don't own monopoly industries, which is what should create jobs, not what you're talking about. Na ke tlo le motho wa Zimbabwe re lwela ba le security. But me and a Zimbabwean must fight over being a security guard. Why should we fight over that? Why are you not saying let's all mobilize each other? And I never said South Africans are xenophobic in all of my articulation. I'm saying this thing is imaginary because South Africans coexist with these people. They don't have a problem. But let me make the last point. Yeah, in Alexander, Dudula goes and remove those foreigners, all of them who are selling tomatoes in some open space there. They remove them completely successfully. They go. Not a single South African went to occupy that space where they were selling. As a result, Alexander people started complaining. South Africans didn't go and sell at that land. And it's just that, we say these things here, now. They don't record them so that they, during your spare time, they must say, Faith, you like reading, you like researching, you like being exposed to these things. Now, Dudula has moved people here. This is what they were doing. Let's make an observation and see what's going to happen in a week's time. If indeed these people have taken anything from South Africans, let's go and see what will happen in a week's time. Nothing will happen. If anything, those people are going to come back, they are going to be received, and our people are going to buy from those people. The nonsense I don't agree with is this thing of selling expired food. The EFF and all community leaders, it is in their hands to confront people who are selling expired food in the township, in the villages, and even in town. Because it's not only those people in the spaza shops who sell expired food. Even shops like Spa sell expired food. So the story should not be about cheap people that we undermine and we can always speak bad about them and to them. It must also, the struggle must be taken to the powers that be. That in South Africa, ShopRite, Checkers, whoever you are, you're not going to sell expired food because we're going to confront you if you do that.
Tell us what you think in the comment section. Like and share the video, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our African videos. It's the best way to support us.
And remember, Africa is watching.